Welcome. You're on Vedic Astrology. Here's your July forecast. My dear Scorpios, this month is opening a door for you that is much wider than you're used to seeing. And the luck waiting just beyond the horizon is the real deal. And before we begin, a very important note. The forecasts here are based on your rising sign, your ascendant. This isn't Western astrology. This is Vedic astrology. Please check out the very first video on this channel. There I explain in detail how Western astrology differs from Vedic. And if you don't yet know your rising sign or ascendant, write to me your date of birth, exact time of birth, and place of birth. I will help you determine it for free. All contacts are in the description below the video. And I have a special request for all of you. Let's conduct a little experiment together. Please come back to this video at the end of July. I'd be grateful if you'd share in the comments how this forecast played out in your life, what predictions came true, and what took a different turn. I'm very curious, and it's important for me to gather this feedback with you. Thus, you yourselves will be able to genuinely see for yourselves what Vedic astrology truly is and how it effectively functions. So let's talk about July for Scorpios. What is this month all about? For Scorpios, July marks a transition from deep inner work in the first half to broadening horizons and genuine good fortune in the latter part. The main theme revolves around faith, philosophy, far-reaching perspectives, and Jupiter in exaltation, generously unfolding the world before you. The first half of July is about transformation and partnership themes. The latter half of July is about good fortune, education, and confidence in the future. Let's delve into it. Mars is in your 7th house in Taurus for the entire month. The 7th house is about partnership and marriage, business alliances and contracts, open competitors, and one-on-one relationships. This is a space where you genuinely connect with another individual as a true equal. Mars here injects an energetic and at times a rather intense dynamic into your partner relationships. You'll want quick decisions, direct conversations, and to take action together. This could manifest as a daring proposal to your partner, perhaps urging to accelerate a joint project or making a pivotal decision within the relationship. But there's a risk of being abrupt and impatient in conversations with your loved one. Harness this energy for collaborative actions rather than engaging in disputes over who is in the right. The Sun will be in your 8th house in Gemini until the 16th of July. The 8th house signifies profound transformations and periods of crisis that ultimately pave the way for rebirth and renewal. This is the house of shared finances, inheritance, secrets, hidden resources, and crucial underlying processes. And it's this very place where life's deepest transformations occur, and where a Scorpio truly feels completely at ease and at home. The Sun here particularly highlights this specific area, your innate ability to discern what is hidden and veiled from others, to delve into profound matters and openly embrace transformation. This may manifest as a very candid discussion about shared finances with your partner, or a situation that truly demands profound inner honesty from you, and you find yourself handling it with far more grace and capability than you had ever anticipated. Venus is in your 9th house in Cancer until July 4th. The 9th house represents the realm of philosophy, one's worldview, higher education, mentors, extended journeys, setting boundaries, genuine good fortune, spiritual pursuits, and profound faith. This is a place where your horizons expand through knowledge, through travel, and through deeper understandings and meanings. At the very beginning of the month, Venus illuminates this area with a warm light. A lucky opportunity for some kind of trip might appear. Perhaps a trip abroad, a delightful meeting with someone from a different culture, or simply inspiration derived from a new concept or a book. Enjoy this brief, yet incredibly delightful period. Mercury is positioned in your 9th house within the Cancer sign until July 7th. Then it enters its Mercury retrograde motion and returns to the 8th house in Gemini. In early July, Mercury is in the 9th house. Thoughts are actively revolving around long-distance trips and some distant plans. Thoughts on studies, philosophical ponderings, and potential travel opportunities. On July 7th, Mercury goes into Mercury retrograde motion and returns to the 8th house, the house of deep transformations and shared finances. And this could manifest as a thorough re-evaluation of a profound and complex issue that you might have previously considered to be fully resolved or settled. For example, an old topic about joint money or an inheritance might resurface. This is not the most opportune time for signing documents concerning joint finances or for making crucial decisions pertaining to deep personal transformation. Allow yourself to take a pause until the beginning of August. Mercury will remain retrograde in this position until early August. The underlying theme of the month is Rahu in the 4th house, positioned within the sign of Aquarius. And the 4th house is your dwelling, the place where you reside, your family, your mother's home, your relationship with her, your very roots, and that deep inner sense of peace. It's also the house of real estate and vehicles. And Rahu here, throughout the month, will strongly amplify themes of home and family, potentially sparking an unusual desire to relocate or drastically transform your domestic environment. However, always verify the true nature of alluring options. Remember, not all that glitters is gold. Ketu is in the 10th house in Leo. The 10th house pertains to your career, professional reputation, status, and public sphere, including interactions with management. Ketu's influence here cultivates a slight detachment from your accustomed career identity, possibly making it feel as though your former professional path no longer provides the same sense of fulfillment. And this is truly an invitation to honestly ask yourself, what are you genuinely striving for in your career? Saturn is in the 5th house in Pisces, and the 5th house is the house of creativity, self-expression, romance, the house of love, children, joy, and everything that fills the soul. Saturn here all month teaches patience in matters of kids, creativity, romance. True growth and deep joy are cultivated gradually through sustained discipline and consistent, dedicated effort, rather than sudden bursts of inspiration. The main event of July is Jupiter in exaltation residing in your 9th house. Jupiter will be in Cancer for the entire month of July. It made its entrance into this sign on June 1st and is set to remain there until October. And for Jupiter, Cancer is the sign of its exaltation, its maximum power. It's like the planet is at the peak of its abilities. It gives everything it has of its best. And for Scorpio, Cancer represents the 9th house, the house of luck, philosophy, long journeys, foreign lands, higher education, spirituality, and teachers. It's about faith and greater meaning, and when the most beneficial planet is at its maximum power here, it's one of the most generous transits for broadening horizons. This could manifest itself in quite specific ways. For instance, a fortunate chance to travel internationally, secure a visa, or gain approval for studies abroad. Alternatively, you might encounter a genuine spiritual teacher or mentor who profoundly transforms your perspective on life. You may encounter substantial good fortune through long-distance connections, collaborations with foreign partners, a highly advantageous proposal from an international counterpart, or even widespread recognition of your expertise on a global scale. Furthermore, on the 16th of July, the Sun aligns with Jupiter, making this beneficial effect even more strikingly apparent and clearly visible. Jupiter stays in Cancer until the close of October. For Scorpios, this marks one of the decade's prime periods for expanding your worldview and encountering genuine good fortune. On July 4th, Venus transitions into your 10th house, entering the astrological sign of Leo. The 10th house is the house of career. It's your professional reputation, your status, how society sees you, your public activities, and your relationships with management. And from July 4th onward, Venus enters this sphere to join Ketu. Ketu is a planet that tends to contract everything, and here Venus brings a certain charm to your professional life. You might receive commendation from your superiors, form a pleasant professional acquaintance, or find that your work during these days brings you more enjoyment and recognition, even as you privately reevaluate your career trajectory. On July 16th, the Sun transitions into your 9th house, entering the sign of Cancer. It then aligns with Jupiter, which is in exaltation in the 9th house, influencing areas of luck, faith, and the broadening of horizons. The Sun provides willpower and clarity. Jupiter represents growth and blessings, and together in the House of Fortune, they usher in a period of true blossoming. This might appear as a serendipitous journey or a long-delayed trip that you have finally decided to undertake. This transit opens new doors, brings public recognition for your knowledge, or materializes a significant decision regarding your studies that you've long been anticipating. Utilize these weeks to their fullest potential for establishing long-distance connections, engaging in educational pursuits, and truly broadening your horizons. All right, let's wrap this up. I'll briefly cover health and career aspects for July. What's happening with finances and what's going on in your romantic life? Regarding your health in July, Mars will be in your 7th house all month, which may create tension in relationships, potentially impacting your overall well-being. It's better to express it in an open dialogue rather than keeping it inside, otherwise your body will start signaling about it. Scorpio is intimately connected to the reproductive and excretory systems. Therefore, devote particular attention to these vital areas, especially during periods of heightened stress. The retrograde motion of Mercury, beginning on July 7th in the 8th house, has the potential to amplify anxieties surrounding profound and underlying matters. Let your mind take a break from excessive self-analysis. You don't need to overthink everything completely right now. Saturn, situated in the 5th house, can indeed lead to a stagnation of creative energy, particularly if it remains unexpressed. Seek out a hobby that doesn't demand immediate gratification or results, simply for enjoyment. Jupiter in exaltation in the 9th house serves as a profound source of optimism and unwavering faith in the future. The more you broaden your horizons, the easier it is to breathe. Let's talk about money in July. The Sun, residing in the 8th house until July 16th, shines a light on themes of shared finances. This presents an excellent opportunity for an open and honest discussion with your partner regarding money and your collective resources. The Mercury retrograde motion, commencing on July 7th, strongly suggests refraining from signing any new financial documents concerning partnerships or inheritance. It is advisable to go back to previous matters and clarify all the intricate details. Rahu in your 4th house, the house of real estate, might push you toward major spending on your home. Always verify the true cost before making a final decision. The greatest financial joy, the primary financial delight of the month, comes through Jupiter in the 9th house. Especially advantageous offers coming from abroad or through educational pursuits will become quite prominent in the second half of July. Regarding your career in July, Ketu, being in the 10th house for the entire month could potentially stir up some uncertainty about your established professional journey. This isn't really a cause for alarm, but rather an invitation to truly reassess your goals. Mars in the 7th house actively supports collaborative business partnerships. It's a very opportune period for collaborative endeavors and audacious business discussions. Starting July 4th, Venus in the 10th house will enhance your professional appeal and could bring about some truly delightful recognition. After July 16th, when the Sun joins your Jupiter, specifically your exalted Jupiter, which is positioned in the ninth house, significant career growth becomes possible through the acquisition of knowledge, professional training, or by fostering international connections. This presents one of the most opportune periods for a significant professional broadening of your horizons. And what is in store for Scorpios in July regarding love? What about relationships? For those in a couple, Mars in the seventh house all month adds passion and brings dynamics to the relationship. But it also calls for careful handling of any abruptness. Therefore, channel this energy into collaborative actions rather than into disputes. Saturn in the fifth house teaches patience in romance. True depth develops gradually, not through flamboyant acts, but through unwavering consistency. And when the Sun aligns with Jupiter in exaltation on July 16th, nestled in the ninth house, a collective aspiration for global adventures or a mutual expansion of perspectives could beautifully emerge within your relationship. This is an especially excellent time for making future plans together as a couple. For those who are currently seeking a partner, Venus in the ninth house at the beginning of the month establishes a particularly auspicious atmosphere, perfect for making connections through travel, educational pursuits, or within cultural settings. From July 16th, Jupiter and the Sun together in the ninth house will broaden the scope of opportunities. A meeting with a significant individual through distant ties, potentially via social media or an unconventional setting, is absolutely within the realm of possibility. So, this is the primary message for Scorpios this July. Dear Scorpios, this month beckons you to venture beyond the familiar depths of your usual environment toward a new horizon. It invites profound faith in true fortune, especially with Jupiter in exaltation in the house of faith. This alignment sometimes implies that the most significant powerful transformation happens not merely through analytical thought, but through a profound trust in the world and an eager readiness to perceive beyond your previous experiences. Dear Scorpios, this has been a general transit forecast for your sign. However, your unique natal chart will precisely illuminate which specific themes will hold the utmost importance for you and the extent to which these powerful planetary transits will distinctly manifest within the fabric of your own life. For a precise analysis, all that is truly required is your date, exact time, and place of birth. All contact information is below this video. Have a wonderful July, dear Scorpios, and may the horizon before you this month be wider than you could have ever imagined.